Hello everybody, my name is Nerdy Lover and welcome back to another episode of the Football Betting Show here on YouTube. This episode is going to focus on the UEFA Champions League and Europa League. Matchday 1. We have no record to discuss from the spreadsheet, so we're just going to jump into things after a quick disclaimer, and that is I will be recording this video that you're watching now on Saturday morning before the domestic league fixtures ahead of the Champions League and Europa League fixtures in the middle of the week. So some of the statistics would have changed based on when you watch the video, if you watch it Saturday evening or Sunday or even Tuesday afternoon just before the Champions League matches kick off. A quick disclaimer there that some of these lines would have moved just a little bit, but hopefully not too much to detract from the entire point that I'm making on each selection. So without further ado, let's jump into Champions League Matchday 1. I think our first game is Celtic versus Real Madrid. We do indeed start today's episode in sunny Scotland as Celtic host Real Madrid. Now, both the boys and Los Blancos come into this matchday 1 in the Champions League on superb domestic form. Celtic are currently sitting on a 7-game winning streak and unbeaten in their last 17 competitive fixtures. That's a record which dates back to April of last season, where unfortunately they did lose to Rangers in the Cup. Similarly, Real Madrid are on hot form. They're sitting on a 5-winning game streak, unbeaten in their last 6. Now, despite solid numbers from Celtic, and I do hate to punch down on Scottish football, but we do have to take some of the data they produced with a pinch of salt, as clearly Scottish football is not to the same standard as other top European leagues, such as La Liga. Additionally, I don't fancy the chances of Carl Starfelt and Cameron Carter-Vickers to hold their own against the formidable front line of Real Madrid. Namely Karim Benzema. The 34-year-old is averaging a goal per game in La Liga this season, and I do fancy his chances of getting on the scoreboard against Celtic. Now, I know the Real Madrid are away from home, and Celtic have some of the best fans in Europe. They're going to create and cultivate a disruptive atmosphere, but I do like Real Madrid's chances here. At about 1-2, we're going to put them in the first leg of an accumulator for the Champions League, which we're going to add the second leg to right about now. The second leg of our accumulator for this midweek match takes place in Spain as Sevilla host Manchester City, and Sevilla have not got off to the strongest of starts this year. They are sitting in 15th in La Liga at time of recording without a win, only 1 draw and 2 defeats. Sevilla have also not scored many goals with a tally of 3 to this point. But this could be more of a function of them not actually taking their chances as opposed to not creating chances. Throughout the first 3 games, Sevilla have managed a 65% possession rate, and they've created an average of 2 chances per game, but obviously only scoring 3 goals from there. It shows that the strikers aren't quite doing their job. Manchester City, in contrast, are second in the Premier Division of English football, and they are scoring goals for fun. 19 goals through 5 games so far, and goals are coming from everywhere. Now, obviously, Erling Haaland has made an amazing contribution already with 10 goal contributions of the 19, but he does lead the pack ahead of chasers such as De Bruyne and Bernardo Silva, who have 4 goal contributions each, and Ilkay Gundogan and Phil Foden have 3 goal contributions. So even if Haaland is rested or rotated, City have shown they are capable of picking up goals from all over the pitch. All in all, Manchester City are the stronger team, and they're on stronger form. Pep may want to rotate, so you could hold off on this until you see the lineups. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to add this into the second leg of the accumulator with Real Madrid to create a double at about 2-1. We're only going to do £10 stakes for this match day because it's match day 1 and we're not sure about rotations. We're just finding our feet here in the Champions League, so all of these bets will be £10. So we're going to put £10 in this double to return roughly £11. And that's going to be our first complete bet of the episode and of the Champions League season. Our second bet and third featured match of today's episode is Atletico Madrid hosting Porto at the Wanda Metropolitano, and these two teams do have form that we can look at. They met last year in this part of the Champions League group stages, with Atletico Madrid winning 3-1 following a 0-0 draw earlier in the campaign at the Wanda Metropolitano. Both games were hotly contested, and there wasn't too much to split the sides in terms of possession or shots, but Atleti did absolutely edge the chance creation stat. They created 9 clear-cut opportunities to Porto's 3 over the 2 games, and Atleti have got off to a solid, if unspectacular, start in La Liga this season. 2 wins, 0 draws, and a single defeat through 3 games at time of recording. Porto are in a similar position in the Liga Portuguesa, sitting in 3rd position. They have 3 wins, 0 draws, and 1 loss, including an impressive win against Sporting. My main angle here is that Porto are a selling club. They go through cycles and transitional periods, and this seems to be one of the weaker Porto teams we've seen in recent years. I think Atleti are more consistent and the stronger side. They're playing at home, and I think they're good odds. So I'm going to be taking Atletico Madrid to beat Porto at home in a single here. And that is the first and only single of the Champions League section of the show, as we plough on forward to the Europa League. Kicking off our breakdown of the Europa League, FC Zurich host Arsenal on Thursday night in the Europa League. Zurich have made a horrible start to their domestic season. They sit bottom of the Super League through 3 games. Yet to win, 2 draws and 4 defeats is a pretty disastrous form to come into when you compare their opposition, a rampant Arsenal side who sit atop of the Premier League through a handful of games so far, a 100% winning record at the start of the season. This continues an ongoing trend of a 11-game winning streak for the Gunners, and they have scored first in 8 of their last 9 games, winning at the interval in 6 of their last 7. I'm thinking what we can do is, I'm not especially tempted by the one-off 2-5 odds on the Arsenal money line, but I think we can get reasonable value for Arsenal to win at halftime and go on to win the game. So we're going to do that in a single as the first part of our bet, but we're also going to make a second selection on this game, and that's Arsenal to win on the money line as part of an accumulator for the Europa League. And we're going to build that with our next selection coming up now. Our second leg in the Europa League accumulator, which will be a double for this episode, takes place in Finland as HJK hosts Real Betis. HJK sits second in their league after 20 games played so far and have an impressive 8-game undefeated streak. They host Spanish giants Real Betis, who have made a great start to their campaign too. They sit second place at the time of recording, ahead of a game against Real Madrid, conceding only once in their first 3 games. Now, despite HJK being much more into their season and more match fit, Betis are the stronger side on paper, in my opinion, and I think they will start off their Europa League campaign with a win. The disparity between the Finnish domestic division and the Spanish one is quite great. So if Betis take HJK seriously, they should have no problem picking up the win here. That's going to be the second leg of our double here. At odds of about 7/10, or closer to 8-10 really. A £10 stake will return just shy of £8. And that's going to be our first bet in the Europa League. We've got one more to go, so let's jump on a plane and head over to Italy. Our final game takes place in the capital of Italy, in fact, as Lazio host Feyenoord. And Lazio have started unbeaten in Italy today, but have been a tad inconsistent. They've hit the heights, beating Inter Milan 3-1, but also they've had some quite low lows, drawing against Torino and Sampdoria, scoring 1 goal in those 2 games. Feyenoord have also been undefeated domestically. Slightly stronger, 3 wins, 1 draw and 0 defeats is good enough for 3rd place in the Dutch Eredivisie to this point. I don't have a ton of data to back up my selection here. We're super early into the season and Feyenoord and Lazio have not played each other for ages. But I just think that a squad containing the likes of Ciro Immobile, Milinkovic-Savic and Romanoglu as well should be able to beat a Feyenoord team whose most notable player to this point in the season has been an Ajax reject, and that's the striker Danilo. True, he has scored 3 goals to this point, but I think Lazio are the strongest team. I think we're getting good odds for them to win at home, about even money. So it's not the most statistically driven selection here. It's more of a gut one. So I understand if you don't want to join me on this one, but I'm taking Lazio in the single to beat Feyenoord. And with that, we're going to jump over to the spreadsheet to do a quick recap on some of the games that we have highlighted today. So it's a slightly longer video for the 4 selections that we do have, but considering that 2 of them are doubles, I think we made pretty good time. Our first selection is a double which kicks off on Tuesday the 6th of September. We want Real Madrid to reign victorious against Celtic in the first selection. And we'd also like Manchester City to triumph in Spain against Sevilla. The double comes to odds of 1.1, £10 stake to return £11. And on the Wednesday, our final selection in the Champions League is Atletico Madrid versus Porto. We believe that Atletico have enough about them to get it done at home against a transitioning Porto side. Odds of about 4 to 5 or 0.79, £10 stake to return £7.90. Heading over to the Europa League, we have another double. We believe that Arsenal have what it takes to win away from home against FC Zurich. And also, we believe that Betis can beat HJK in Finland. The odds for this one come to about 4 to 5 again, or 0.77. £10 stake to return £7.70. And finally, our second single of the episode, Lazio Feyenoord. We believe that Lazio are pretty well priced at about even money to defeat their Dutch opponents here. A £10 stake to return £10.20. Just to reiterate, a little disclaimer, we are only using £10 stakes in order to test the waters in the Champions League. We don't have much form to go off. We don't know how seriously certain teams are taking the competition. So in future episodes, that will probably go up to our standard league stake of £20 per bet. But you never can tell. So in this midweek, we're going to be risking a total of £40 to hopefully pick up £36.80. So all that remains for me to say is that if you've made it to this point in the video, please like and subscribe. My name's been Nerdy Lover, and as always, have yourself a lovely day.